What if one day your mind started slipping away, but so quietly that no one, not even you, noticed? At first, it's small. You forget where you put your keys. You walk into a room and can't remember why. You laugh it off and say you're just tired or maybe a little stressed. But deep down, you wonder, what if this isn't normal forgetfulness? What if it's the beginning of something that no woman wants to face? This is the truth about dementia in women. It doesn't start with something dramatic. It begins with whispers, little lapses that seem innocent until they start to shape your days. And the hardest part? Women are twice as likely as men to develop Alzheimer's, the most common form of dementia. But for decades, no one really asked why. Before we go deeper, take a second to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Because here, we don't just talk about health, we talk about real stories, real women, and how understanding your body and mind can change everything. Stay with me until the end because I'll share something special, an exclusive ebook filled with natural teas and supplements that support brain clarity and memory, made especially for women who want to protect their minds before it's too late. So why are women at greater risk? For years, people said it was simply because women live longer. But that's not the full story. The real reason is much deeper. It's about hormones, stress, and the weight women carry, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, for most of their lives. When estrogen levels drop during menopause, your brain changes too. Estrogen isn't only about fertility. It protects the brain, supports memory, and strengthens communication between cells. When those levels fall, the brain must rewire itself. For some, that shift is smooth. For others, it's like walking through fog. Days blur together, concentration fades, and simple things begin to feel heavier. But dementia doesn't start at menopause. Its roots are planted long before that, often in the way we live and the way we treat ourselves. Think of your brain as a garden. Every thought, emotion, and night of rest, or lack of it, affects how that garden grows. Chronic stress dries the soil. Unresolved pain creates weeds that spread quietly. And when you spend years taking care of everyone else but forget to care for yourself, the garden slowly loses its bloom. That's how dementia begins. Not as a disease that suddenly appears, but as a slow fading of what once was vibrant. At first, you might forget appointments or misplace things in odd places. Your phone in the fridge, your bag in the laundry room. You might start losing your sense of direction, forgetting names, or feeling mentally tired even after resting. You'll tell yourself it's normal, that everyone forgets things. But deep inside, something feels off. And maybe, just maybe, you're too afraid to say it out loud. Because you've always been the one who remembers everything. The strong one. The reliable one. And now, when your memory slips, it feels like you're losing part of who you are. The truth is that dementia isn't just about memory, it's about identity. It's about the slow unraveling of the person you've always known yourself to be. But awareness changes everything. When you understand the signs, you take back power. Because dementia might be common, but it's not inevitable. Inside the brain, dementia begins long before symptoms show. Tiny protein buildups, called amyloid plaques and tau tangles, start interfering with communication between brain cells. Imagine wires in an electrical system getting tangled and disconnected. That's what happens in the brain. And here's what many women realize. This process can begin years before symptoms appear. Chronic stress, inflammation, and lack of sleep all accelerate it. The modern woman's lifestyle, constant multitasking, emotional labor, sleepless nights, creates the perfect storm. Every time you push yourself when you're exhausted, every time you say, "I'm fine" when you're not, your brain takes note. Think about how many times you've done that. The mental checklists, the invisible responsibilities, the endless caretaking. You tell yourself there's no time to rest, but rest is exactly what your brain is begging for. Because the brain doesn't heal in noise, it heals in silence. The mind restores itself when you sleep, when you pause, when you breathe. But most women forget that. They keep giving until there's nothing left. And that's when the damage begins. What makes dementia in women so dangerous is that it often hides behind excuses. It's just stress. It's normal aging. It's nothing. But ignoring the signs doesn't make them go away. It gives them room to grow. So let's look at the signals your brain might be sending. Mood changes that come without reason. Forgetting words you've used all your life. Losing focus in the middle of simple tasks. Feeling disoriented in places that used to feel familiar. And fatigue. Not the kind that a nap fixes, but the kind that sits deep inside your mind. If this sounds like you, don't panic. Awareness is the first step to protecting yourself. Dementia develops slowly, but so does recovery, and that's the hope most people forget. Because your brain isn't helpless. It's adaptable. Even when cells die, the brain can form new connections, a process called neuroplasticity. It means your brain can learn to protect itself, to heal, and to strengthen, but it needs help. And that help comes not from magic, but from care. From what you feed it, how you rest it, and how you treat it. Research shows that women benefit greatly from natural compounds that support brain health. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish or flaxseed help reduce inflammation. Curcumin from turmeric supports neural repair. Green tea, rich in antioxidants, fights oxidative stress. And ginkgo biloba improves blood flow to the brain. There are also calming teas that help your nervous system relax. Chamomile, lemon balm, lavender, and rosemary. These aren't miracles. They're gentle supports that help your brain breathe again. But here's the part few people say out loud. None of this works if your mind lives in constant chaos. The brain can't heal in stress. It can't restore itself when it's always in survival mode. Peace isn't just emotional, it's biological. When you allow yourself moments of calm, your cortisol levels drop, your hormones balance, and your neurons begin to communicate clearly again. You don't need a perfect life to protect your brain. You need moments of peace within it. Because rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to wait for permission. And if you've ever watched someone fade into dementia, you already know how painful it is. The helplessness, the confusion, the grief. But awareness is your shield. You can protect your mind before that happens. Faith plays a role too. Not in a mystical sense, but in a grounded, real one. Prayer and meditation have been shown to lower stress, calm the mind, and strengthen focus. When you pray, your brain releases chemicals that promote relaxation and healing. Your breathing slows, your heart steadies, and your mind finds balance. So when you whisper, "Lord, calm my mind when it feels heavy. Restore my focus when I'm scattered. Help me remember who I am," you're doing more than speaking. You're healing. If you feel something isn't right, don't wait. Don't dismiss your instincts. Talk to your doctor. Get checked. Because early detection matters. Dementia may not be fully curable, but catching it early gives you time. Time to adjust, to plan, and to protect your mind. You deserve that time. You deserve clarity. You deserve peace. You are not your forgetfulness. You are not your diagnosis. You are still here, still strong, still capable, still you. While no one can predict the future, you can nurture your present. Feed your brain what it needs: nutrients, rest, calm, and care. Keep learning, stay curious, and give your mind reasons to grow. Because preventing dementia isn't about fighting age, it's about remembering yourself every single day. If this message touched you, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with another woman who might need to hear it. Together, we can bring light to what's often left in the dark. And before you go, check out the ebook linked below. Inside, you'll find natural teas and supplement recommendations that support clarity, focus, and brain health for women. It's not magic. It's care. It's science, and it's a reminder that your mind deserves love too. Take a deep breath, smile, and remember, you're still in control of your story. The best chapters might still be waiting to be written.